Hello and welcome to The Best Of. I am your host, Ricky Tucker. On The Best Of, we focus on the best in the areas of business, entertainment, sports, and the community. And this week we have the pleasure of featuring not one, but two of Memphis's best in the area of community service. We'd like to welcome Ms. Estella Greer, who's the president and CEO of the Foodbank. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you.
And we also have Pastor Chad. Pastor Chad is one of our faithful and hardworking local ministers, and he's also a board member. So welcome, Pastor Chad.
Thanks, Ricky.
Well, hopefully everybody in the community know of the two of you, as well as the mission that you're serving. But for those, unfortunately, who may not, by the time this is over, we hope they will not only know about you, but they will become partners with you. So let's start with you, Ms. Greer, and talk about your role and your kind of your purpose there at the food bank. Tell us a bit about what you do at the food bank.
Well, I've been with the food bank for 17 years, so I've done it all. I started in agency relations and moved up to become director of programs, and from there to chief operating officer, and about 2 years ago became the president and CEO.
Wow.
So I know it all, from recruiting agencies to getting in the warehouse, sorting food, and I'm a certified forklift driver.
All right. So I tell you, there are a number of things that came out of that. There are a lot of lessons for the people in our audience. First and foremost, you did say that you've been there for 17 years, and so there's something to be said for our young people about career choices and longevity. So that's really that's something that we really can applaud you for. The other thing too is you have grown or risen within the ranks. So as the leader, you have done probably just about everything there is to do, or at least know everything there is to know about the food bank. Huh?
Ricky, one of the things that I had a history of is burning out early on a job. I had a 3-year span on any job because I would just, it would become boring to me. And after I'd been at the food bank for about 5 years, friends would say, you're still at the food bank? Because that was just not my history. But at the food bank, no day is the same. And it's not a job where you get bored or you get burned out. You just keep going because you know that every day is going to be different, and you know that what you're doing is making a difference in the lives of so many. And, it's a job that when I get up in the morning, I feel so good when I look in the mirror at myself getting ready to go to work, because I know I'm going to make a difference in someone's life.
Wow. Well, I think you've been looking at my notes, because one of the questions I was going to ask you, it's probably going to be a bit difficult for you to answer, and that is, what is it that you enjoy the most? It just sounds like there's so many awesome things that take place at the food bank.
I can sum it up with basically 2 stories for you. One is when we distributed backpacks at one of the schools, and the first day that we distribute the backpacks, and this is where we send the children home with 6 meals in a backpack, and the kid came up to me and hugged me and thanked me for the food. The other one was at a mobile pantry distribution. I was standing helping load the vehicles, and I had taken a break with the mayor of Lake County, and we were standing there, and this little rickety car drove by, and it was 2 elderly ladies in the car, and they were watching the food being loaded into the trunk of the car in front of them. And when she saw that chicken was being loaded with the canned goods, she just started shouting and praising God that she was getting meat. Wow. Can you imagine?
Wow,
that's
awesome.
That's what I love about my job.
That's incredible. I would imagine that going to sleep at night is a wonderful thing, just knowing that you're helping so many people.
Yeah, but sometimes you wake up in the middle of the night because you want to know, well, did we miss this opportunity, or are we going to get enough food to be able to serve the number of people who are in need? So I go to sleep at night, and I sleep well, but at the same time I wake up concerned about those people who are food insecure.
Wow. Well, we're sure we've got the right person in that seat, in the right seat, on the right bus, going in the right direction. So we thank you for that. We do applaud you for everything that you do. Talk to us about the mission of the food bank.
Well, our mission basically is to collect food and distribute it to nonprofit organizations, but in addition to that, our purpose is to educate and advocate on behalf of those who are food insecure. So yes, we want to get the food in the door and get it out to needy individuals, but we also need to make others aware that there is a need in this country, not just in our community, but in the 31 counties that the Midsouth Food Bank serves, and throughout this country. You know, a country that's food rich, and there's such a need for food in this country. In our service area alone, there are 406,000 people who are food insecure. These are people who are not certain where their next meal is coming from. And 1/3 of those people do not qualify for any government assistance. They are working people who may make $10, $15, or $20 above the poverty level, and which is not enough to say, oh, you can make it, you know, and people who are making tough choices. So when you look at just in this area alone, the 31 counties, there are 406,000 people who are food insecure, and you think about the children.
Wow. And that is a staggering number when the greater Memphis area, the population, I think for the Memphis area proper, is about 1 million. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. So that's a big number. I'm going to ask you to, while we are getting the number from you, the contact number, I want to let this young man know we're going to come to him next and start asking a few questions of him. But just for the people in the viewing audience, will you tell them how they can get in contact with you at the food bank or get in contact with the food bank, please?
They can go to our website, which is www.midsouthfoodbank.org, or they can call us at 901-527-0841.
Okay, great. And we're going to be repeating that number quite a bit throughout the show to make sure, because we do want people to know that hunger is not just seasonal. Hunger is all the time. So we're going to really be pressing. And while we are on the show, we would like for people to get a pen and paper, because I'm even going to press you and I'm going to challenge you to gather groups, whether it's churches, whether it's communities, and I'm even going to ask you to contact me at ricksinternational@msn.com or 901-870-7492 so that we can gather some more organizations to start collecting food to feed the people in this area. Now, Pastor Chad, we'd like to really focus on you and some of the efforts that you are undertaking, not only as a minister, but as a board member. How long have you been involved with the food bank?
I've been a part of the food bank for about 8 years now. Our church has had operate a pantry, and they've been a part of the food bank much longer, but I joined the team about 8 years ago.
Okay. And what church are you?
I'm with the Raleigh Assembly of God,
okay,
which is on Austin Peay Highway.
And I think that's noteworthy, and I pull that out of you, so I think it is noteworthy to share that, because I think other churches that may be in the community or may not be in the community, they really need to join and get on board with you guys. So as a board member, I'm going to ask you the same thing that I asked Mrs. Greer here. What's the one thing that you really enjoy the most about being a board member?
It's being a part of something greater. I represent an agency, Manna Ministries out of Raleigh Assembly of God. We have been distributing food and groceries for many years. I've been a part of it for 8 years. But what I enjoy about being a board member is that I'm a part of something bigger. I'm just one piece of the whole pie. And as a board member, I get to represent the agencies of those 31 counties that are representing those 31 counties. And to be a part of that, to realize that, together we really can make a difference in the Mid-South to end hunger among those 406,000 people that go to bed hungry every night.
Wow. Well, I will tell you that this has been an awakening for me. It's been an eye-opener for me, because I didn't realize it, and I'm blessed enough to be married to one of the fellow board members, and it has been because of my participating in the food drives and all with my wife, Gwen, that I have found that there are a large number of people who are hungry, and I tell you, we weren't wealthy, but I've never been hungry. So I didn't know what that experience was like. And hopefully there are a number of folks that are watching us that may not have thought about that. 406,000 people within our area who are hungry. Now you mentioned, Mrs. Greer, 31 counties. Where are the counties?
We have 18 counties in North Mississippi that we serve, 12 here in Tennessee, and Crittenden County in Arkansas. So we have some of the poorest counties in the nation that we're providing service to. I can give you an example. We do a mobile pantry distribution, and when we started that distribution in DeSoto County, we served 650 households. Last month we served over 1,200 households.
Wow. If we were to focus on a way to get more people involved, how would you say, from your standpoint as the leader of the food bank for this area, how would you say we would best be able to do that? What would you recommend to the people in the viewing audience to do?
There's so many ways that you can get involved with the food bank or with some of our partner agencies. We have over 300 programs that receive food from us and distribute it to needy individuals. But the food drives, of course, are always important. We have major events throughout the year that support the holiday food drive, Operation Feed, which is our biggest food drive. That's a workplace food drive where individuals can encourage their workplace to get involved in that. It's a friendly competition among businesses of like sizes. We're coming up on Scouting for Food, where scouts will be knocking on the doors to collect food for the food bank. And of course, they can always go to our website at www.midsouthfoodbank.org and make a financial contribution. And don't think that, oh, you know, my contribution wouldn't make that much of a difference. For every dollar we receive, we can buy more than $4 worth of food.
Wow. That's powerful. And one of the things too, as you were mentioning that, it reminds me of another guest that we had who is with the Grizzlies Foundation. They mentioned that they even come by and they shop with you sometimes. Yeah.
Their mentoring program, and we provide snacks for after-school programs and mentoring programs. Any nonprofit organization or the church equivalent that is providing food to needy individuals at no charge can receive food from us. There's an application process that they have to go through, but if they are distributing food on a regular basis, we have so many churches who call us during the holidays and want to get food from us so that they can give out Christmas baskets and Thanksgiving baskets, but we only serve churches or organizations that are serving people year-round.
Right.
Because people are hungry year-round. I understand the need to make life better for those in need during the holidays, but we want to work with agencies that are doing it on a year-round basis, and if they're providing that to needy individuals at no charge, then all they have to do is apply with us, and if they pass the application process and go through the training, then they become a partner agency.
Awesome. Two-part question